Let's check how the poor man's reset has performed in October. Hey, wait, it's not poor man reset anymore. So let's have a look at traffic and sales and all that good stuff on my eBay account for the month of October. And of course, let's talk about future. What's the plan for new year and after introducing all those fees back. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad. Today I would like to report the poor man's reset method for the month of October and tell you what I'm going to do moving forward, considering the fact that eBay will reintroduce fees at the end of the year and we have to prepare ourselves for that. I always plan ahead, guys. Always. The worst plan ever is always better than having no plan at all. But before we start, if you are interested in reselling content and you keep coming back to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Do it. It's free and it's the best way to support me and this channel. So guys, first of all, what has been done? So last 4 days of August, I've used all my free listing allocation and I've put 500 items live on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and then 1500 auctions on Saturday. That gave me boost in search results, in search results. And then I have moved to September. And then in September I was putting like more items live. I was putting 100 items live every day, then 200 items live every day, then trying to ramp it up, and we've moved to October when eBay has introduced zero fees, and then I have put everything I had into my shop, not everything at once. Again, I did it like 500 and 500 and 500 and 500 until I had everything on, and then I started to do eBay reset. I was doing partial reset, not entire shop. Every day I was resetting 500 items. So 500 items that had the lowest number of views, I was taking them down and putting them up. And I was giving those items at least 7 days to kind of gain the traction. I was not like resetting 500 items and the next day resetting the same 500 items, because that makes no sense. So yeah, let's go and see the numbers of for October. Keep in mind that eBay has changed the graph and the graph is way much worse now. Also, we can't see top 20 search results, rest of search and non-search placements, which is ridiculous. Next time I will read that eBay tries to be more transparent. I will kick up the fuse. They are trying to muddy the waters, in my opinion. Why? In my opinion, it's because of promoted listings. I can't see any other explanation. To me, at this point, they just don't want you to see that vast majority of your impressions comes out of non-search results, and they are ballooning the number of placements. They try to put it everywhere, literally everywhere on the site, and you see large massive number of impressions and you are, I'm getting visibility, but that visibility is shit, basically. For me, at this point, promoted listings is useless at the moment when I'm doing eBay reset. It's absolutely useless. It makes more harm than good for my account. I still use them for certain items, but in general, for me at this point, promoted listings is just redundant. So before we see the numbers, some few words of explanation. Those numbers are skewed because I'm doing eBay reset. And eBay reset at first was giving me exceptionally good results. Views have ballooned, absolutely ballooned, giving the evidence that this initial bonus is still a thing, and items are being shown higher in search results after resetting them or relisting them or listing new items or ending and sell similar and stuff like that. Then, as soon as I have reached the point when I was starting to reset kind of the same items over and over and over again, kind of your worst offenders, if that makes sense, items that are the less attractive for the buyers and they are not generating any traction, and that's why I keep resetting them, because they are not picking up views. Then the reset started to kind of dwindle down. The positive effect of reset has started to dwindle down. And I've seen it on many YouTubers saying the same, who are doing the reset, that after a while it starts, kind of that positive effect starts to go down. I think this is the point. This is why, because you are resetting the same items over and over and over again. Yeah, but still, it still gives me half decent results, and I still carry on doing it, and I will carry on doing it for as long as I can. And I think anybody who sells used clothing in UK should take advantage of that and should do at least partial reset at least every 48 hours. Yeah, let's jump to the laptop and see the numbers. So guys, let's have a look at eBay traffic on my account for the month of October. As you can see, 1st to 31st of October. First thing I want to say is that this graph sucks. It's clear attempt on eBay side that to just muddy the waters. You can't see your top 20 impressions, top 20 search results, rest of search results, and non-search impressions, which is to me clear signal that they are trying to hide the fact that they are ramping up non-search impressions, so you can have a large number of impressions and be satisfied with it, not knowing that most of them comes from shitty placement. Anyway, as you can see at this graph here, you can clearly see the moment when I have added all those items to my shop, because there is no fees. Yeah, and from this point, it clearly starts to grow. The number of impressions clearly starts to grow. In terms of listing views, absolutely flipping ballooning views at the moment. If you compare this part of the month to this part of the month, there's really nothing to compare. Yeah, you can clearly see how reset has changed the situation. Yeah, in terms of listing views. In terms of quantity sold, it wasn't that great. However, it was still okay. So if we could concentrate on impressions, almost 20% up month on month, which is good. considering that we are swapping promoted impressions to organic impressions, because as you can see here, organic impressions almost 60% up and promoted impressions 14% down. So we are shaving off those promoted impressions, swapping them for organic ones. In terms of views, as you can see, 83.6% up month on month. Reset has ballooned, absolutely ballooned views due to the fact that my items are in the top of search results because of reset, basically. Yeah. So organic views 88% up, promoted views 9% down, and external 132% up, but that's a non-significant number anyway. In terms of sales, again 15% up, which is great. A little bit less than impressions, because they were almost 20% up, so that's a concerning part, but still okay, good result. So we had 12% up on organic impressions, organic sales, and 47% up on promoted sales. However, that came out of the drop in promoted impressions. So that's interesting, at least interesting. Now, the side effect of reset are those two numbers. So my click-through ratio went up like a flipping crazy, more than doubled. Basically, I had it on like 0.3, and that was a good result for me, 0.3. Now I'm on 0.7%. So that's massive. That's massive for me. However, because of that large numbers of views, which was a good thing, it didn't turn into large number of sales, unfortunately. So my conversion rate has dropped from like 1.3 to 0.8, which for me is very, very low. I've been lower before, but that was in a very dark time on eBay for me. So yeah, I don't really want to see that. I want to see that at least at 1%, if not higher. So this is the biggest problem for me at the moment. Yeah, and that will be it. Here, let's move to sales page. So again, report for 1st to 31st of October. As you can see, in terms of value, sales went up by 14%, so quite similar to this one. It was 15% here, it is 14% here. So it straight away tells me that average sale went down, as we can see here, 3% down. So yeah, this is absolutely smashing, that one. 7% of selling cost. Yeah, bear in mind that I don't do postage via eBay, I do postage via third party. So yeah, postage is not included. It's only shop subscription and promoted listings and some of final value fees on non-clothing items. So yeah, 7%, and it's going down. For November, it will be even lower. It will be even lower. Yeah, which means that my net sales went up 36%. So yeah, a thing that you want to see, basically. 241 items sold. Is that a good number? No, it's not. No, it's not. I've closed the second shop, so I need that number to be way much higher, touching 400 really. So yeah, a long way to go still. But a shop is littered with bad stock at the moment. Shop is littered with bad stock. Summer stock, small sizes, at least 2,500 items out of 4,000 are bad, absolutely bad. I wouldn't like to have them if I was doing it normally, I wouldn't have them. They would wait for a better time. They would wait for summer and stuff like that. So yeah, it has to be considered. Still growing by 17%, good. Like I've said, average sale went down 3%. We are still above 11. We want to be at 12. So yeah, still a scope for improvement. Sales via auctions went down by 70% because I don't do auctions anymore because there is no fees. So I can keep all my items on Buy It Nows. So there is no need to use our auctions. And 40% up on sales on Buy It Nows, obviously due to the same reason as here. Repeat buyers 14, great. I want to drive this a bit further up, but still good result. Yeah, tops and shirts are surprisingly selling surprisingly good. 30% of my overall sales. That is unheard of in winter because yeah, I should really have more winter stock. I was unprepared for winter this winter, so that's why the winter stock is not performing as it should. Dresses are dropping a little bit, but still strong on the second position. Trousers, obviously cardigans and jumpers are going up because it's winter. Jeans are going up because it's winter as well. Yeah, on the rest positions, skirts, nightwear, coats and jackets. Yeah, and then it's kind of like a 1% of my overall sales, so it really doesn't matter that much. Yeah, so let's go back to talking head. So as you were able to see, everything has gone up in the month of October. You know, month on month. Also, it's also up year on year as well. Despite being totally unprepared for winter this year, definitely I've got not enough winter stock. Ideally, I would be happy starting September with like 1500 of winter items ready to be sold. I think that's the challenge for next year. I need to actively source winter items for entire summer and be ready for that season change. I mean, it's crucial for my business. Winter is always better than summer for me. But the challenge is how to source all those items. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Last year, I have seen one of the wholesalers selling a pallet of ladies' jumpers. Yeah, right away when winter has ended, they had pallets of winter clothing on jumpers, knitwear. They wanted, I think, £600 for entire pallet, which is dirt cheap. But they were mixed sizes, so yeah, I really don't want to flood my shop again with small sizes. That's definitely not the way to go. Same story with jeans. They had a massive job lot of jeans as well, but again mixed sizes. And when job lot is mixed sizes, you have to expect that 70% will be slow sizes, or even more. And there is no point of doing that. There is no point of doing that because you will litter your shop with bad stock. I want to get rid of my small sizes and never come back to them anymore. My last lot from the supplier that I use, who gives me large sizes only, it was like very heavy with tops. Yeah, very heavy with tops. I had like in 1500 items, I must have like at least half of them were tops, if not more. So that's not ideal as well, because obviously most of the tops are summer tops, and obviously tops are not selling as well as, for example, skirts or trousers or dresses. Yeah, so sourcing is always the biggest challenge. Sourcing is always the hardest point of the business, the hardest part of the business, because it's the most important part of the business. But yeah, there's not many options, at least in UK. Now, talking about small sizes again, I really like the fact that there is no fees and I can get rid of them now because I can sell them cheap. I can sell them cheap due to no fees. In reality, I want my money back. I want to free up storage space. I want to lower the number of listings in my shop so I don't have to pay insertion fees when the fees are back in the new year. And if I can get for those small sizes something more than what I have paid for them, then good, then great, absolutely smashing. Which brings me to the next topic, Vinted Pro. So in October, I still didn't have the account. I have set it up in November, at the beginning of November, at the end of October, beginning of November. And I must admit that small sizes are selling there. Not for much, but at least I get my money back and something on top, which is what I want. I will say more about Vinted in the separate video and also in the next month summary when I've got full month of being on Vinted. If I could grow my sales there to about 50, 60 a month, that would be worth my time and effort that I'm putting into Vinted. That should give me at least 250, 300 pounds profit, which would be kind of like a fifth weekly payout in a month. Yeah, four weekly payouts from eBay, and then one monthly payout from Vinted, which would be roughly the same size of those 4 payouts from eBay. Most likely I will not hit that target in November, but I think January is realistic, when I will move like 2,000 items. There I should get that 50 sales out of that. So what's the plan of going forward? Well, we need to already start thinking about the end of the year and reintroduction of the fees. eBay still didn't give us any details, and to be honest, I don't think they know what they are going to do. I mean, buyer's fees may turn into a shot in the foot. Buyer's fees only for transaction with private sellers? Maybe. On Vinted Pro, they charge that insurance fees or whatever it's called to the buyers, but they actually give back to the Vinted Pro sellers, they give back some of that money. I don't know how much, because it varies transaction to transaction. I can have the transaction for the same amount of money and they give me different amounts from that insurance. It's like roughly between 30 and 50% of what they charge, but still they keep the rest for nothing, basically, because as a pro seller you are 100% responsible for the sale and for the transaction. When item goes missing, you have to refund and you have to take the return, whatever the return reason is. So I don't know what they are charging for, really. Anyway, going back to eBay, I hope they will rethink the shop subscription structure, as this is where Vinted has the biggest advantage. You don't have to pay for shop subscription there. Yeah? And you have to, on eBay, you have to pay your shop subscription for literally for nothing, because it doesn't matter if you sell something or not, you still have to pay it. Yeah. So if eBay could rethink that shop subscription structure and give us for example, more free listing allocation, higher free listing allocation, that would be something that would be beneficial for me. Definitely, definitely. I don't think it's going to happen because they are milking us on this one in UK as much as they can, comparing to States, comparing to Australia, comparing to Germany and France. We are getting less for the money. Less for the money. Yeah. So, talking about shop subscription, actually, I have figured out that if I can do a nuclear reset on 31st of December, then all those items will be good for the next 30 days, basically. That in turn would allow me to keep the cheapest shop subscription for the entire January as well, saving me another 60 quid. Then at the end of January, I would end 250 listings, release them because 250 is my free listing allocation on the small shop. And then in February, in end of January, I would end the rest of them. And in February, I will move to featured shop and start to put items back live, say 200 a day. And when I use my free listing allocation, then I will start to pay my insertion fees and going back to poor man's reset, basically. And I think that's the plan, at least for now. Everything may change when eBay give us some details about those new fees. Yeah, and that will be all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. If you wish to support me and this channel further, all I ask you for is to subscribe. Big thank you to all of you who already subscribed. Have a great week. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye-bye.